Okay, today we're going to talk about creating your own web page, which is super easy. So I am here in Google Drive, and you can just do it right from here. You simply just click on New. There'll be Docs, which is similar to Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint. However, what we want to go to is to create a Google site. Okay, while this is loading, you'll want to think of a title for your site, and I happen to know that I'm going to be doing a first aid site for my students. So I'm going to title it as such. You can certainly, well, we're not going to get super detailed into all the things you can do, but I am going to change the background image by simply searching for public images and choose one that I think is sort of interesting. So I will just go with like a nice little first aid box here, or first aid sign. I like that one. Okay, that's pretty cute. And then let's change this. Okay, at the top. All right, so you can create a text box by simply just putting in text. You can put images, you can put links to other things. So I'm going to show you how to do a couple of things right off the top. So I've just clicked on text box, which places a text box in the middle. You can change the size of the font, right? Bold, italics. I'm going to center. And I'm going to give it a nice little title. You can certainly give it anything. I do want to upload a PowerPoint. And all I've done is actually put this PowerPoint that I want inside my Google Drive. Just makes it easier to attach than if you've got to pull it up from, right, like a jump drive or something else. All right, so I simply just uploaded it and saved it into here. Once you've done that, in order to make it easy for your students to see, you're going to want to take the PowerPoint and right click on it and click on that little button, Share. Okay, when you get that, easiest thing to do is this down here, and just make sure that anybody with the link can view. Otherwise, it's your personal PowerPoint, and it's going to show up as nothing to anybody who goes to your website. So make sure that any document that you upload and then put into the website, you click that little share button so that it is publicly shareable. All right, so now that I've saved it there, I'm going to simply want to insert a slide. Okay, and I want to choose first aid because that is the PowerPoint that goes along with this little project they'll be doing. So this will give them some assistance on that. You can click and drag. You can move this around. You can reposition it. You can adjust the size, right, for everybody until you're happy. And if you kind of want to check your work as you're going along, all you do is click this little icon up here and you are going to be in preview mode, which will show you what it looks like on somebody's computer screen. You can also see what it looks like on a tablet and on a phone so that you know, right, do things sort of fit on all of your devices. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that component. All right, I want to create a drawing with links for a project, and then I'm going to show you some other things that you can do. All right, so in order to do that, I need to create a drawing. So we're going to create a new Google drawing, and we're going to just title it First Aid as it's the one that's going to go on this particular. Okay. I am going to upload an image that I already created on the computer. You can certainly create it in images. You can, do loads of things with that. But I have one that I want to use. And of course you can resize from here, make anything larger, bigger, smaller, right? All of that business. Let's see. Okay, so now we are on this nice little image, and we are going to be creating some hyperlinks so that the students, whenever they click over one of the pictures, they'll be taken to a website and it will be helping them out with some of their projects. So the first thing you need to do in order to do that is to create a shape, and I just choose a round, choose a square. It doesn't have to be precise because the shape itself is going to disappear eventually. And what I do is over the picture, right, create that shape. Okay, we're going to change the color of the shape, right, so that it's kind of clear in just a second. But I want to create a link to that shape. So that one was the bone. So as I create the link, the one I'm going to choose is the website for, right, first aid fracture. So I'm going to simply copy and paste, right, the link and click apply. Okay, so now as the student clicks over it, they're going to get a copy of that link and be able to go to it, but it's covering up the picture. So we need to go through, right, that little bit of a shape, right? We want to make sure that the fill color is transparent. So, right, it makes the center transparent, but we also want to make sure the line, that border color, is also transparent. So now when you click off, you don't see that you had a box there, but if you click there, you do. So let's try that one more time. I'm going to do it over the heart. Okay, I'm going to create just a box that goes around it. This one is for heart attacks, so the link I'm going to create, right, is for heart attacks. And I got to, let's see, oh, that's our broken bone. Our last one here, our good old heart attacks. So that's the link I want them to go to for this. So I'm going to paste it in here and apply it. Okay. Again, right, we don't want that covered. So you want to make sure that the fill color is transparent. You want to make sure that the border is transparent, but when you click it, it's still there with the link. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and create the rest and then show you how to attach it into your Google website, as well as some other potential methods that you might find easier for this. Okay, so now I'm back and you'll see that I'm just going to click over a few of these, but I've created links for each individual picture here that I wanted to create a link for. Okay, and again, if you click off of it, they're hidden. So really the student is going to have to click over the particular picture in order to get to the website. So let's talk about now, how do we embed this into that first aid site? So let's go back to the site. And this is an image, right? So we're going to choose that as one of our options. So let's see. Okay, images, if you scroll up, is just right at the top next to text boxes. So if you include images, right? Okay. I'm going to go to this one because it's just as easy. So I'm going to go to my drive and I'm going to go to recent, which should show up as one of the next, right? The previous two. Is it something I just created? So that's an option as well. You can also search for the file name. Okay, I'm going to just choose it that way as it's the fastest in my opinion. Okay, again, once it's here, you can resize it, reposition it, right? Sort of make it look friendly. And again, right, we click on this little preview icon in order to see what it looks like for the student. So I'm actually going to view it in phone mode because I know a lot of my students happen to do phones. So you can see that if they scroll through, they'll have to scroll down a little bit, but that's fine. The picture should still be a decent size. Okay, both items to me look pleasing. They're kind of centered to each other, about the same size. That's all aesthetics on you. Okay, as you are done, what you want to do is click publish. Okay, it'll ask you if you want to redo the address. I usually just let Google pick for me, as to me it's not that big a deal, but on occasion, if it's like the homepage for a class, I may want to make it something that's a little bit easier for a student to remember, but I'll show you where to find a link for that website in a few moments. So I'm going to click publish. You can certainly choose different publishing as well. Okay, I'm going to go into preview mode so you can see now what happens. And I'm going to go back to computer, just it's a little bit larger. All right, so for the PowerPoint, they'll be able to scroll through, right, any of the PowerPoints that you've created. It was pretty simple, right, a click and drag. But now when they go down to this picture, and yeah, you don't see any of those outlines, right? Like we've created those outlines over here with the shapes. You don't see that here. And in fact, when you click on it, you're not going to see like you do with the drawings, right, that this kind of comes up. But anytime you click on one of these icons, it will pop up a website, right, to that particular link. So all they have to do is just click over the images and it will take them to a website that is interesting. And I sort of love this for projects, especially now that we're doing everything so digitally and online, that oftentimes because you're talking and you're trying to disseminate information online and you aren't face-to-face to hand things out, this is a good way for students to go back and you can see, I mean, I did this whole thing, including starting the website, right, creating the images, and I can promise you I was only offline for about a minute. So it should only take you about 10 minutes or so. And even if you're not interested in doing a clickable image, right, it's nice and simple to add, okay, a nice little set of PowerPoints. One of the other things I like to do is to add some YouTube videos, whether they're yours or other people's. And I'm going to show you how to do that first. Let me just pull up a YouTube video that I want to attach. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to attach YouTube videos, which I find is very helpful. If you want to show them in class, it's easy enough to either create your own, find someone else's, right, if you just want to make a nice little attachment. And in fact, the easy way to do that is simply click this little YouTube link. You can then search here, right? So I mean, if you just wanted to stick in, right, and then do a general search, it'll pull up loads and loads of videos, right? So I'm not going to do that. There's a video I particularly like. So I'm just going to pull it up. I'm going to copy, right, that little web address. I'm going to paste it over here. And now that's the only one that shows up. I've used this video for several semesters. I know I like it, right? All I'm going to do is click on it so that you've selected it. Click on select and it will go at the bottom. And again, you can click, drag, resize, right, how you want that. And now because I've published, but I've added some information, I do want to publish again. Essentially what it'll do is it'll show you what the current website looks like versus what your update looks like. But I want to add just the video, so I'll just click publish again. All right, now it's nice and easy for your students to get access to this. All you simply have to do is click this little link icon. Okay, I copy this and I place that little link somewhere to them inside Blackboard, right, Connect, whatever it is you're using for the students. But as I went into Blackboard, one of the first links I posted was to one of my websites. So I'm going to show you that and then show you one that's kind of more completed. I just wanted to walk you through some of the step-by-step. If you want to work on these together, so let's say you've got other instructors who want to help, there is a share button and you guys can both be editors and both be working on things. I would just sort of not make students editors of this, as they could then potentially change stuff on the website. So if you do want to work with another instructor, it's pretty easy by just clicking that add button. Let me show you a website that is currently, at least mostly complete for this semester, so you can see a number of things. Okay, so I'm going to put this in view mode. This is for my lab class, and the home page is really just an intro. There's a couple of links to some bonus assignments, and up here in the right-hand corner, and I can create a different video on this if you need to, I have content by weeks. Right, you can see, and I'm going to show you how to do this button kind of last, but you can see all my PowerPoints were posted. I've created pictures, I've uploaded the videos we've made, right? Every week has some kind of, extras. I've also included copy of notes, and I'm going to have to show some of those at a different time. I'll show you how to create the button in general. But some of these other stuff will require a video. So what I want to do is go to next week, because this is where I'm going to add that first aid website, a link to it. So this is my course website. I've also uploaded the PowerPoint here. I've uploaded some videos here. I will likely add some more stuff to it, but what I want to do is to create a link directly to this website. And you can do that a couple of ways. I find the easiest, although you can certainly embed and do other kinds of stuff, I'm just going to keep consistent. I'm just going to keep consistent for my students. So I'm going to choose the button option, and I'm going to name it. And I'm going to call it First Aid Project Help Page, that my students know. And remember, I copied and pasted that link from this page. I'm just going to paste that link here. You can certainly, right, if you choose not to do that, you can link to any of your other pages, a different site, right? I mean, there's multiple ways to do this. I'm just going to do the quick way and click insert. All right, that button is down at the bottom. I'm going to move it more towards the top so it's easily viewed by students, and you can see how simple it was to move that, to adjust it, okay? Because it's new, I'm going to, make sure I publish the new update for the students. Just click publish. And then I'm going to just give it a go and make sure it works. So I'm just going to do it in preview mode. Again, if you're in edit mode, this won't work. But if you go to preview mode and then I click that button, what it does is it takes you to a website. It does not have to be your website. It could be any old website that you've placed in there. Okay, just so you know. So that's why the button feature is so nice, because you can link to any old website. The other good thing here is that you don't have to save as you go along. Google Sites saves for you as you go along. So any updates you do, would be auto-saved. And this is how I've created, different content for different weeks with buttons to different bonus games and extra videos and all sorts of extra bonuses for my students, just because it can be difficult while we're not face to face anymore. Okay, I hope this was helpful.